Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachari Visesa Sundhavali Pastachari Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pachari Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Gaura Bhakta Dhira Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Gaura Bhakta Dhira Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Jayam Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Stuta Rasita Shishimad, the divine gift is confirmed Acharya Jagadiva A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Astuta Rasita Sri Srimad, the divine grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Gaudi Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridasa Guru Ki Jai. Prem Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Navadu Mai Guru Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Ganges Mai Ki Jai. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Guru Brahmananda. All glories to somebody. All glories to somebody. All glories to somebody. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu. Hare Krishna. Vijay Vitale. Smativati Titasham. Mr. Krishna. Prabhupada Shitana. Gaura Karana Shakti Vati Titasham. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Jana Shalakaya
Chakshurun Militam
Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sahitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Parakam Sri Guru Vaishnavamsa Sri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Taptakanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishavam Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Cha Patitana Pavanyo Vaishnayo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome. We are ready for your bullet.
So भक्त लोग अपने अपने प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं. Devotees can ask the question. Maybe they can raise their hand.
Yes, bro. It's okay, right?
So I have two questions, one with His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Sagar Maharaj and one with His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Maharaj.
Okay.
So first, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Sagar Maharaj. So Maharaj, you were in your class, in your seminar in childhood and pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So you were mentioning about that this is a benediction, like when we face troubles, then we get a chance to remember Lord. So and then we really feel from heart to call for the mercy of Lord. So sometimes it is like more adverse that we, instead of coming closer to Krishna, we go away from Krishna. So in that adverse situations, so can you advise like how to take it to the positive side, the adverse situations in life?
There is nothing we can really do about problematic situations in life, even though it seems to be that we can, because everything is ultimately result of our karma, and so we can make efforts, but if our karma is not allowing us to change the situation for better, it will not. But it doesn't mean we should not have the, we should not make any effort to change situation for better. But material life means we go from one trouble into the other. And little breaks between the troubles, this is what we call happiness. And so actually, this is the reason we are suffering in this material world, because we're searching for happiness, and Krishna mercifully gives us a lot of opportunities to change from one trouble to the other. But Krishna consciousness means we should be happy in this material world. And I hope this is the reason why all of us joined the movement, because we were not happy in the material world and we wanted some alternative. But this material world is nothing but miserable place, right? Dukkhalayam Shashvatam, full of misery, and everything is temporary. So how can we feel happy in the place of misery? The only option is to become Krishna conscious. And there is no other alternative. Because whatever we try in the material world always ends up in problems, right? And even if we achieve something great, it doesn't, the excitement is only lasting very short time. And then we become either bored or depressed. So these are two basic, modes we stay in this world. But if we look at Krishna, Krishna is always happy. Why Krishna is always happy? Because he is transcendental. And he is transcendental because he is not bothered by material energy. And Krishna consciousness gives us this opportunity by being focused on Krishna to also stay transcendental. Means that we are not bothered by the material energy. There is a very interesting quote I came across from Horace, and he says that this world is a tragedy for one who feels, and comedy is one who thinks. And we're supposed to be thoughtful people. So actually, this world is one big comedy club. And sometimes, yes, we are in that role of the comedian. And we have to look at everything with humor. And we have to look at everything positively as Krishna looks at it. Krishna is always very positive personality. And this is what Krishna consciousness means. If we remember Krishna, even in the time of greatest trouble, and remembering Krishna means remembering our relationship with him. And primary, there are three things Srila Prabhupada said if we want to achieve peace and freedom from all miseries, in relation to 529, right? Everyone remembers this verse. Bhaktaram yagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. So if we want this peace and freedom from miseries, we should remember these three things, that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer of yajnas and sacrifice. He is the supreme Lord and Master of everything and everyone. And most important thing, that he is the topmost friend of all living entities. And so no matter how troublesome the situation is, if we remember Krishna is my best friend, so my best friend always arranges things for my betterment. So we take everything as Krishna's mercy. And we actually become happy. And it's not kind of artificial exercise, things are really bad, but I try to convince myself that things are good. It's not, because it is reality. How many of you had experienced that the troubles you went through in your life really helped you later on? Anyone had this experience? That troubles are very useful. So it is like that in Russia we say that there are two kinds of people. One gets wings to fly, and the other type gets a kick from behind by the Lord. And both are flying. Of course, the feeling is a little different between these two categories, but main thing is the result. So sometimes it is like that in order to make a step forward in our life, we need a good kick from behind. Otherwise, we get stuck. And Lord is mercifully telling material energy, this guy is a little stuck, so help him out. Which is just fine, gives us a kick. But we should be happy, see it as Krishna's mercy. This is my understanding. Maybe Maharaj has something to say on this topic as well. Hare Krishna.
Okay. I can add something small. Thank you. If you get orange and if you squeeze it, what will come out? Not mango? Not apple? Yeah? Orange. Why orange? Daddy, what is inside? So Shalagogvida Maharaj said that when we get the kick, as Maharaj said, that will determine where we belong. It will show where we belong. Like the always question is, whom are we going to run to determine what we have been practicing since? For one who is practicing Krishna will run to Krishna to get the kick as a positive means of flight. But one who is not practicing nicely, the kick will be a means to push one to demigods, to different other places, different personalities, because that is what is there in the mind. So the time of kick is when one will know exactly where we, where we belong, by whom we would run to. We run to Krishna, or we're going to run to Maya. So Krishna is doing one thing, and different results will come according to how we are responding to the teachings we are getting from our teachers. That's my little contribution.
So my next question was with Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj. So thank you Maharaj for sharing wonderful series of talks about the relationship between devotees. So my question is that we find many good instances in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, like how devotees are behaving with each other, taking prasadam, chanting, dancing, discussing Krishna Katha. So, is it possible for us also that we can relish the same? Because if we don't find such likely minded devotees, then we may run out with other stuff like criticizing each other, finding faults, and instead of becoming happy, we become sad and morose.
Yes, as you were saying, His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj said, Srila Prabhupada did not create a society for us to come and suffer. He created a society for us to come and enjoy. Maharaj just told us that we're not happy in the material world. That's why we came here, to come and find the real, everlasting joy, happiness. So this moment is meant for that. If we are really absorbed in doing that, we will experience it, because this moment is meant for that. If one is standing outside, the rain is falling. You have a house, but when you're not inside the house, you're standing outside, the rain will beat us. We may have the house, but we are not inside the house. We are standing outside. The rain will beat us. So if we don't want the rain to beat us, stay inside. Means what? Devotees will have difficulties only when we deviate from our system. Only when we deviate from our system, we have difficulties. If we remain within the system, all our difficulties, all our challenges are actually Krishna's mercy, Krishna's design to help us come together. Devotees, when they have difficulty, they cry more to Krishna. They cry more to Krishna, they run closer to Krishna. Therefore, Krishna constantly make arrangements for devotees who want to make advancement, to continue to make advancement. Just like if you pass exam, you go for the next exam. If you pass it, you go for the next. You go for the next. You continue. And in Christian consciousness, our examination is every day for those who are making advancement. Those who are making advancement, every day is exam. For those who are not making advancement, our exam will come sometimes, rarely, because we are slow students. So we have little text. So if one is not having exam, a test, examination in Christian consciousness means we are very slow. We are not responding nicely to the exams. Therefore, it is going slow. Those who are making advancement, every day examination, every moment examination. To do what? To bring us closer. Because When the devotee have difficulties, his Krishna will cry to Krishna, will cry to Krishna. So the more we cry to Krishna, the more closer we get to Krishna, because Krishna will give us attention. When the child cries, the parent will give attention. The parent will not neglect, will give attention. So if we cry, Krishna will give us attention. So we see the life of our acharyas that they constantly pray, constantly, every day, every moment. They are praying. Look at our Vaishnava songbook. What is there? And look at the Vaishnava songbook. It's full of prayers. Look at Bhagavatam. It's full of prayers. Bhishma Devi, Kunti Devi, Prahlad Maharaj, all of them, Lord Brahma, Lord Indra, all of them, demigods, all of them, their life is full of prayers. Our acharyas, their life is full of prayers. And confessional prayers dominate all their prayers. Confessional prayers dominate their prayers, expressing their feelings, expressing their weakness, begging for mercy, praying for protection, thanking for what they have been doing, constantly appreciating by thanking. So difficulties are not bad. They are not bad. They are Krishna's mercy for us to move forward. It pushes us forward. So you see, devotees are always appreciative. I know my spiritual master, when they get difficulties, feel very happy. He feels happy. He says, yeah, this is the chance for me to appreciate my spiritual master, appreciate Krishna. This is a chance for me to demonstrate my faith I have for Guru, the faith I have for Krishna. This is a chance for me to prove it. The first time I saw a proper response to the challenges they had in America when he was sued to court, so the Papa was very ecstatic. I was shocked. That problem, you are so happy. And he's calling Tamakisa Goswami. Come on, go call all the Goswamis. Tell them to come and defend their movement. I was shocked. It's not, oh, Krishna, I have tried, and I've come, and why you do? No, he was happy. That gave me a lot of impression. He's happy that he has difficulties. Why? That is the time to prove our faith in Guru and Krishna. That's the time. So we will make advancement not at peaceful time. Advancement comes at difficult times, because that is a time to prove where we are in our Christian consciousness, to say yes to Krishna or to say no to Krishna. That's the time to prove. So it is a wonderful chance that devotees will come together. Come together. We can stay individually in our houses and chant. We can stay, you can go to the forest and read scriptures. We can do that. But why do we come together? Because we will support each other. We share each other's burden. That's a community. Community means your problem is my problem. My problem is your problem. Your problem is my problem. We share it together. And then it is not more a problem, because it is shared. If one is alone, you carry the load on yourself. And as conditions show, we don't have strength to do that. We don't have the strength. Our strength is Parampara. That is our strength. So we are brought together so we can support each other Don't you see? You see how Krishna and Balaram are standing? How do they stand? Means what? It's support. This is support system, support society. We come together to support each other, not to come and see each other's fault. You want to see my fault, you will do fidelity. Because there are too many. you go and buy employee Chitragupta. If you want to look at my fault, go and employ. You can't do it yourself. Go and employ Chitragupta to come and help you. Go and employ him. And the same with me. If I want to look at a fault, I will also go and employ Chitragupta. That is not why we should come together. We came together to come and support each other's Christian consciousness. So we should be friends. We should be friends. Friends means what? One who is supporting your Christian consciousness. That is a friend. This is a society for friendship. Because this is the school of love, according to Bhakti Dhira Damodara. This is the school of love. We are being trained for the things we are going to do eternally with Krishna in the spiritual world. Friendship, friends, we are together. All of us are together. The same place we are going. The same mood, the same mentality, the same consciousness we have. The same place, supporting. We never see Krishna alone. We see Krishna together, cowboys, cowgirls, cowhead girls, cows and the peacocks and the deers and everything all together. Make life festive. Life is festive when we share each other's existence. We share each other's existence. That's how we come together. And then we have tumultuous kirtan, heavy feast. We're looking at Dhira Damodara organizing festival. It's amazing. It's amazing. Dhira Damodara. He is establishing 6 deities. 6 deities. And he's making festival, calling all devotees to come together. All devotees. Srinivasa Chai said for him, Janava Mata came, and all the devotees all came together. Kirtan, lectures, prasadam. Nobody wants to go back to where they came from after the festival. When it was time to go back, everybody was crying. Narottam Dasakura himself was crying. Why are you going? Please stay. Let's continue festival. And they were doing it every year, inviting devotees to come. This is Krishna consciousness. So, as our acharyas did, we should follow the same thing. We should follow the same. If we follow the same, we will have the experience they had that they are sharing with us. Let's follow them as they did. We will have their experience and we will always move forward. Our Christian consciousness will be very sweet, not like some of us are experiencing. No, it will be very sweet. The sweetness is not because you don't have difficulties. No, the sweetness is look at each other's beautiful, smiling faces. Oh, you're here for me. Oh, you're here for me. Where is the problem again? Where? It's gone. Look at their smiling faces. How you feel towards me. How I feel towards you. That is celebration. That is pure Christian consciousness. We have to learn it here before we go and do it there. So let us learn it properly. And we will enjoy here and there. Thank you. So,
Other questions?
Hare Krishna Sir Gurudev and Maharaj.
is humble in the senses. I want to hear both of your realization on this question. So we in Harinam Chintamani, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains how by chanting everything becomes revealed, Nam, Roop and Leela, by sequence, just by chanting the holy name. So my question is like instead of doing other thing and like if I invest my time in chanting more, if I'll get after a lot of struggle if I get to that stage where I can experience the Lord's Nam Ru Gunila. So my question is then how much should I try to cultivate the tattva aspect of our like the philosophy? Because our acharyas have given lot of philosophies. So have they given these philosophies for some particular purpose? Like instead of just trying to read this philosophy, I put my faith in chanting and I struggle in chanting. Will I get the same result?
Okay. Hare Krishna. On the order of Maharaj, I'll try to say a few words, taking his blessings. So yes, it is a natural progress, and one important thing to understand, because why there is so much philosophy, because our bhakti yoga is also buddhi yoga, yoga of intelligence, and it's meant to be understood intelligently, not sentimentally, because sentimental means I like it today, but tomorrow something which I will not like happen, and I will turn away from Krishna consciousness. That's why we require intellectual understanding, and Bhagavatam is the fundamental explanation of our philosophy. And the first verse of Chaturshloki of Srimad Bhagavatam says that Krishna says, everything is me, this creation is me, and if you see something not connected to me, that's Maya. So that we need to understand. And also a very important thing is that, of course, chanting is the best way forward, but it's like in the wood there is fire. But in order to get this fire out of the wood, you require external fire. As Maharaj was explaining, that entire purpose of Society for Krishna Consciousness, as Prabhupada states number of times, primary purpose is to give everyone opportunity to associate with devotees. So fire is coming from fire. Because Srila Prabhupada lit this fire by going around the world and gave his association continuously. He was saying that, I'm very old, it's very troublesome for me, but I have to continue traveling to give my association to my disciples. Because he understood that they will not be able to continue without that. So, reading Srila Prabhupada's books and reading, of course, after we finish reading Prabhupada's books, we can also look at other books as well. To deeper understand, for deepening our understanding of Srila Prabhupada's own books only. But it's all association. Association with Srila Prabhupada through his purports, association with other acharyas through their purport songs. Krishna consciousness is all about association. There is nothing but association. But then this association goes deeper and deeper. And the deeper our association goes, the higher our spiritual growth. Also, in the same way, the tree, when the tree is young, the roots are shallow. But the older the tree becomes, the roots are going deeper and the tree goes higher. So in the same way, our Bhakti Lata, if we are nicely grounded in Krishna consciousness, then we can go higher through Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. And these are natural consequences, natural stages of development. Like I was mentioning that, some time ago there was nothing but rice fields here, right? Before Bhaktivinoda Thakur came and he started inquiring, looking at the old books, he realized this was the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace, but now it's covered. Nobody knows. So he discovered, yes, it is here, the place where only Tulasi is growing. That's Yogapith. So he came, he started chanting, he started preaching, he involved his son Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And so, there was nothing, just fields. But once the name came, then form came, such a wonderful form. We also started with the small Radha Madhav deities and Chandradaya Mahaprabhu, Mayapur Chandra. Now we have Ashtasakya Vrinda, Panchatattva, Nrsingadev, Prahlad. So forms evolved greatly, right? And by associating with the form, by serving the deities, we realize amazing qualities of the Lord, right? And then a final stage is realizing Krishna's pastimes, actually realizing that we are part of Krishna's pastimes even now, but we don't understand that because we are not Krishna conscious enough. So even Jarasandha, even though he was associating with Krishna face to face, he could not any demon, like Hiranyakashipu. If he would realize that he is part of Nrsingadev's pastime, that Nrsingadev just wants to enjoy life by fighting with him, he would have completely different perception, but he was treating Nrsingadev as some, mundane living creature, which is his enemy, and he wanted to kill him, right? And it's quite amazing, actually, this pastime. As it is described in Bhagavatam. Just a little check on how attentively you read Prabhupada's books. The question is, what did Nrsingadev do before he grabbed Hiranyakashipu and placed him on his lap? He did something which demoralized Hiranyakashipu to such an extent that he could not fight any longer. What was this moment? What did Nrsingadev do specifically to demoralize Hiranyakashipu before killing him? Yes. I think you heard it from me, right? No? Yes. Yes. Hare Krishna. Nrsingadev at some point, fighting with Hiranyakashipu, kind of fighting. It was Hiranyakashipu who was fighting. Nrsingadev was playing. For him, it was, just a game. And very funny game also, right? Like Hiranyakashipu is running, and Nrsingadev is throwing him away, and the guy, bumps against some column, goes unconscious, then comes back to consciousness, runs again, then Hiranyakashipu is throwing him and Nrsingadev is throwing him somewhere else, like that. It was, it was like cat playing with the mouse before killing it, throwing, playing this football with the mouse, or hockey, whatever you say, right? Um, and Prabhupada says that Krishna is always happy. Even if he fights with demons, he is still smiling. I mean, Nrsingadev was feigning anger because this was his role, right? He was on a big stage and he had to, show his anger, but actually he was pretty happy with the whole thing. Finally, I got to fight with someone. Everybody is worshiping me. At least this guy wants to fight me. So it was fun for him, throwing him here, there. But then at some point, he left. And my personal realization that he just looked at Hiranyakashipu and he was thinking, is this guy really serious? He is thinking he has any chance to defeat me? This is ridiculous. And he started laughing at him. And then this laughter was so loud, and actually Hiranyakashipu was fully paralyzed, couldn't do anything at that point. Bhagavatam describes, and then, Nrsingadev just put him on a ladder, performed, as Radhanath Maharaj says, the first surgery in the history of the universe, open heart surgery. So yes, finally, we can realize that we are in Krishna's pastimes also, even now. Depending on our purity, we are either in Nitya or Naimitika Lila. Most of us are in Naimitika Lila. Pastimes in the material world where Krishna kills different demons. So Krishna is also killing our different anarthas. So Krishna is dealing with us also. We are part of Krishna's pastimes always. But it takes maturity to realize our relationship with Krishna. And reading the books, studying philosophy is nothing but the way to associate with our acharyas and get from them that fire of Krishna consciousness, which will burn all the inauspiciousness in our lives. And actually, it's very interesting that the greater this fire grows, and when the fire is on, then all the water comes to the surface. So one starts crying tears. And it's very interesting, acharyas are saying that these tears devotees crying Krishna consciousness is the water which extinguishes the fire of material existence. Like that. So yeah, Krishna consciousness is a very interesting process, but yes, we need knowledge and realizations from our acharyas to continue that process. Otherwise, if we decide I'm okay on my own just by chanting, without realization, without association, we will end up being sentimental and finally will give up the process. That's why the whole package is given, not just one thing, even though chanting is the most important, but we cannot just, try to imitate Haridas Thakur. As there was this funny case in Mayapur, probably Maharaj knows, Hari Sauri Prabhu described that in his Transcendental Diaries, extremely valuable source of information. So there was Mayapur festival, and one devotee, American devotee, one disciple of Srila Prabhupada, he decided, why should I, do so many different things other devotees are doing? This is the holy place, Sridham Mayapur. I should be just involved in chanting. I should be just chanting all the time. And he started chanting many, many rounds all day long. Nobody knows how many rounds he chanted, more than 64 a day for sure. So he was sitting there under a tree, And devotees were trying to talk to him, and he didn't want to talk to anyone. He just wanted to chant. And he considered devotees trying to associate with him as a distraction for his chanting. And finally, he came up with the idea, I'll make a platform on the top of the tree, on the branches of the tree. I'll climb up there and I'll chant up there to make sure that no devotee, it's one thing to walk up to someone, it's the other thing to climb up the tree to talk to someone. So everyone left him alone, so he was just chanting up there on his platform, right? And then Srila Prabhupada was passing by, and devotees told him that this devotee is up there on the platform chanting. And you know what Prabhupada's comment was? He is practicing to become a bird in his next life. That's why he made himself a nest up on the top of the tree. And he just went by, he didn't even look at this devotee. And finally, this devotee left the movement. So that was the result of his continuous chanting. We don't want that to happen to us. That's why very wonderful, wonderful scripture, as it says that sometimes, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati says, sometimes we have to beat our mind, I think in the morning with a stick, in the evening with a shoe, or other way around. So beating the mind, right? We don't mean beat yourself on the head, that's not the idea. But how do you beat the mind? You beat the mind inside your mind. And I can recommend the best ever stick to beat the mind. Would you like to take it? That's Vaishnava Care by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Such a powerful poem he wrote. Dushtamana Tumi Kishara Vaishnava. Pratishtara, what's that? Anyway, he says that what kind of Vaishnava you are, of wicked mind. For the sake of prestige, you go and chant in a solitary place, but actually all you think about is money and women, while you pretend to be focused on Krishna. You have all these mundane thoughts. So, it's long and very powerful poem. So it's real, sobering piece of poetry. I recommend. So yes, we should not try to think that we are too smart and we figured it out how to advance Krishna or in Krishna consciousness on our own, and we don't need any books, we don't need any guidance from any Vaishnavas. We heard it all, we read it all, now we know. Then it's very dangerous position. Hare Krishna.
Wow.
I don't know, maybe Maharaj can correct me if I
That's
said
powerful.
anything wrong.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Yes, to add a little to after chanting 64 rounds, what will you do? No prasad? No? No prasad? Who's going to cook it? Who's going to cook the prasad? Do it different from the heaven? No. Srila Prabhupada did not make mistake when he gave us time to chant, gave us time to do other services. So everything all put together is chanting. All is chanting. The moment we say Hare Krishna, naturally, Radha and Krishna should be present before us. That's what it means. If you call someone's name, the form of that person must be present. The first thing. And the form, whenever there is form, there are qualities. The qualities is there. And the activities of that personality, they fall in place from the name. Because we lack that stage for now. Srila Prabhupada gave us a gradual and perfect system to rise to that stage. And we should chant and try to hear. And deity worship is there to help us focus. To help us to have a focus is there. Hearing about Krishna to help the mind to get fixed to chant and hear. We hear about Krishna. If I tell you Jananda Swami in Timbuktu is constructing a temple, what will you do with that? What will you do with it? Nothing. It doesn't make any sense. What is Timbuktu anyway? Then, what is my connection with Jananda? But if I tell you His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami, what will happen? Immediately his form comes to the mind. Why? Why? Because you have seen. Right? You have seen. Immediately the image comes. Yes, the mind goes there. And then there are feelings of love, which is there, like Maharaj said, to manifest through the tears. That is the assumption. But what you so for some people not even hear what somebody even makes such a word. It will not enter the heart. But this will enter the heart because something you have seen, identify with. So our acharyas gave us deity, even though deity worship is not recommended in Kali Yuga, but they also gave us the deity worship as a support to help us get a balance. So there is a chance, there is a space for us to do the deity worship, to hear about Krishna and place that image in our mind, that when we sit down to chant, the form that we are regularly seeing and what we have already heard about Krishna, it will come to the mind while we are chanting. Then the mind will not go outside. So if you really want to beat our mind, you should do what? You should hear. You should hear. So Prabhupada said, International Society for Christian Consciousness is established to give chance for us to hear. And in one lecture, he said, just come and sit down here and hear. That's all. That's all. Just hear about Krishna. That knowledge is Bhakti began, not the Sankhya knowledge. There are two types of knowledge here. The knowledge which is speculative. Our child said that is dry. Dry. There is no substance inside. Therefore, there is no end to it. Bhakti knowledge which gives one a deep connection with the Krishna, that is different. That is required. It is necessary. It is compulsory. That should be cultivated. Bhakti Vedanta. Bhakti Vigyan. Bhakti Siddhanta. This is different knowledge. This is knowledge, Krishna conscious knowledge, that help us to understand how to relate with Krishna. If you don't understand what you are doing, you can never do it perfectly. Never. You don't know how to cook. You enter kitchen. What will you do there?
Big mess.
So you are going to do, you burn the kitchen. Right? Or open the gas and something terrible will happen. But if you know how to cook, a short time out of the kitchen, everybody will be blissful because you're going to have a tasty preparations that will nourish our Krishna consciousness. So, Krishna conscious bhakti, bhakti knowledge is not material, it's not speculative knowledge. It's the knowledge of the soul and the Supreme Soul that bring us together. That's the beginning of our Christian consciousness, establish relationship. What help us to establish relationship? The knowledge between me and my Supreme Lord. That is very important. We should have that knowledge. And by applying that knowledge, our Christian consciousness will continue to expand. We will know why I should chant. We will know why I should chant. We will know how to chant. The same mantra we are chanting, our acharyas had the same, not different. Why their own is different, our own is different? They have a full understanding about this holy name. What did not take us say, oh Harinam, you are so sweet. I don't think like that. Because I don't have that experience yet, so I cannot say it. Bhakti not Dakota say like that. He's not pretending. Oh Harinam Prabhu, you are so sweet. That is what he's testing. And that is why they cannot drop their beat. Because it's sweet. We drop our beat and sometimes look at our beat. Look at our beat back. Very dirty. Very, very dirty. Why is it dirty? Why our beat bag is dirty? Why is it dirty?
Because mind is dirty.
What I said, because our mind is dirty. So because the mind is dirty, we don't have the eye to see that it is dirty. Right? But you know, the Quran's bead is dirty, bead bag is dirty. No. Harada Sakura is chanting 24 hours. Is it dirty? No. The Goswamis. Eh? No. Why our own is like this? The mind is not there. We don't have complete understanding about the holy name. We don't have complete understanding. Who is this person I am trying to have his association? That realization, that knowledge is not there. So we treat him casually. We treat him like it's a secondary thing I will do when I have time. Because you don't know who he is. If we know who he is, we'll give him more attention. You know? We don't feel separation from our job. We don't feel separation from Krishna. We feel separation from ourselves. Right? Serious pain of separation from. But we don't feel that pain of separation from the holy name. We don't feel that for Krishna. We don't feel that for our Guru. We don't feel that. That is not there. No pain or separation. But we have that for ourselves. Why? Because we know that with my strength I can speculate and gratify my senses. How will I gratify my senses with my Guru, with Krishna, with the Holy Name? So we need to understand. It is necessary for us to understand whom we are dealing with. It's Haranam Chintamani. We should know whom we are dealing with. Who is this person? We should know him. Then we'll be able to give our best to the Holy Name. Then, when we chant with that full understanding, immediately say Hare Krishna. You see Radha and Krishna, Radha Madhava will appear. Will sit with us to hear his name, which we are chanting. That is pure chanting. It's pure. Our chantings will take us to that level. At that time, you don't need kitchen. You don't need prasad, because the Holy Name himself is the prasad. Everything becomes sweet, real. No fear, no anxiety, nothing but only the sweetness. So Bhargava said, when one look the satisfaction within, not outside. Now it is within. It is at that point. We need the knowledge to get to that point. I'm repeating, if you don't have knowledge about what you are doing, you will never do it correctly. So, two types is knowledge. Dry speculative knowledge is different from knowledge bhakti, knowledge of bhakti. That nourishes the soul. It's not dry because it's nourishing the soul. It is required. Then it's a component. It will go along with our chanting. Because now we understand whom we are dealing with. We have a full respect, full concentration, no distraction. Most of the time, devotees are always asking a question about the end of our japa. Understand? We are asking questions about the end, the perfection of the chanting. We have not reached there. So we have to chant nicely that it will take us there. Then the mind will not go anywhere, no distraction, a full focus. The name will be sweet. Like Hadam Chantami said, the name descends from Goloka to the heart, from the heart to the tongue. From the tongue, it will come outside. You'll be happy, the whole universe will be happy. It's Hadam Chantami. That is the process. All right? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Pranam Maharaj. Pranam Maharaj. Thank you very much Maharaj for so guiding us and giving answers so with precision and so deep with lot of understanding so that we can come near to it at some point of time. Maharaj, we hear that Mahaprabhu came to spread the Sankirtan Andolan. And we also hear that initially what Mahaprabhu was doing was Prem Sankirtan at Shiva Sangam. And then he started Nam Sankirtan, which was on the streets. What is the difference, Maharaj? How to understand like the mood and the what is the difference in what Mahaprabhu was giving in both the Sankirtans?
Yes, there is difference. There is difference. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will lock the gate and lock the door also inside. Why was he doing that? And Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami use the word Parama Avish. And Prabhupada translated it bona fide chanters. Those who, their name is not a distracted name. Their name is not Namabhakti, not Namaparad. Their name is not even Sud Bhakti, not even Bhagavati. It is Prem Bhakti. That is Prem. In other words, this is Rasa dance. Rasa dance for Chaitanya Lila is Prem Nam Sankirtan. That one he was locking the door for only those who are qualified to be there. Among the people who were knocking at the gate, they are devotees who are also chanting, but their chanting has not reached that level. They were also locked out of the gate. Yes, not only the atheists, not only the atheists, but those devotees also were chanting, but within the Namaparad, Namabhas, they were also not allowed to enter. Because we have varieties of devotees. Not all devotees perform Rasa dance with Krishna, right? They are devotees, but not all participate in that. So for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Rasa Lila, he's a Prem Nam Sankirtan he was doing. Therefore, he locked the door so that those who are not pure yet cannot participate inside. That is one. But Harinam Sankirtan, the normal one, he was doing that in the street and anybody can participate in that. He was doing two things. People were participating, like what we're doing. This is Harinam Sankirtan. We're chanting ourselves, we chant in the street, and we invite people to participate. He was doing it here first from Ghat to Ghat, from Ganga to the bank of Ganga, Ghat to Ghat. That time there were so many Ghats around. He was going like that all through. From village to village, town to town, he was doing that. In Jagannath Puri, the same thing he was doing. Even in the forager country, he was doing that. And that when he was forcing everybody, animals, trees, plants, insects, they were participating. This is Harinam Sankirtan. Everybody can participate. Everything has a beginning. And we have to begin from the beginning. We are beginning from Namaparad to Namabhas. Namabhas to Sudanam. Sudanam to Bhavanam. Then from Bhavanam to Premnam. The 5 stages for chanting Hare Krishna mantra. 5 stages a day. So Chaitanya was demonstrating that. He allowed only those who are qualified to participate. It was not a discrimination based on material considerations. It's a discrimination which is natural based on our spiritual qualifications. We have Priya Naramas Sakis and Priya Sakis and Sakis. Categories are there. So there are devotees who seek Krishna 24 hours completely. There are also pure devotees who does not seek Krishna 24 hours also. They seek Krishna sometimes. So there are different categories are there. Like we have Dwaraka, Mathura, Vrindavan, right? Both are spiritual world, are categorized. For the category, I mentioned many times. Tell me. I mentioned it many times. Spiritual relativity. We have material relativity, we also have spiritual relativity. Spiritual relativity. In a simple way to understand. Good, better, best. Vrindavan is best. Mathura is better. Dwarka is good. Yes. Different level, different categories like that. So Chaitanya will demonstrating that. So we're doing Harinam Sankirtan. And it's for everybody. It's for everybody. Bringing everyone together. When we do it nicely, as recommended by Rupa Goswami, you should do it nicely. If we do it nicely, we will externally, if we do it externally nicely, every day we are chanting. We should chant it nicely. If you chant it nicely, we will be promoted in our chanting to start doing it internally. That internal chanting will help us to be connected with those who are also on that level. We call it Raga Bhakti. That is Raga Bhakti. This is how we progress from Vaidhi to Raga, then to Prema. From the external, a thing will do with our senses. Rupa Goswami mentioned. Activity could do our senses. If it is nicely done, we will become pure and perfect that we will be doing it internally. Just like if you have a good harinam in the daytime, a good harinam, in the night, when you're sleeping, it will continue. Means that what we did in the daytime affected the subconscious mind. So it will continue. Similarly, if we do our sadhana nicely, avoiding offenses, having faith and devotion in our practice, in following Guru's instruction, then we will go internally. By doing that internally, we'll be attracted to those on that platform. And the particular person, devotee who are on that level, they will become attracted to us. Naturally. You don't need initiation, you don't need advertisement, you don't need any external thing make offenses to. No, it will flow normally. Just like if you pass one class, right? Do you need the teacher for the next class? Eh? The teacher is already waiting there. Once you finish from this class, when you are promoted to the next class, the teacher is there waiting. It is not that when you get there, you're going to start looking for what you're going to teach in this class. It's already there. When we are promoted to that class, the teacher is there. You will take it from there. Right? And then that is how you go until you get to there. These things are going on. And we should follow it nicely. It will go like that until we get to the topmost platform easily. That's all. Make sense? Does it make sense? Yes. Thank you. Yes, yes. Questions.
Hare Krishna Maharajas. Coming back to MIHE, I was a student here for 2006 batch. After coming to the MIHE, VIHE, when we do some courses, we try to understand for what purpose we joined this Krishna conscious movement by listening to the great teachers about the Acharya's move. But when we go back from these courses to the movement or to our daily lives, it's very difficult. It's a great challenge to follow what we have learned here. Like, for example, we learn to live simple life, but it's very difficult to follow that. See, even a simple basic principle to follow. If I want to be simple, then there are 10 devotees ready to attack, saying that why you want to be simple for a higher purpose, you have to adopt this process, you have to be like this, you have to be like. So there are many to attack. If you want to adopt one principle, Brahmanical principle, if you want to be austere, then there are everywhere I am seeing the people who attack you instead of encouraging you to go forward. So I'm thinking by doing these courses, we are learning what is Krishna conscious, but I'm failing to be apply in daily life. I may be imitating some Brahmanical rituals, but I'm not really speaking. I'm unable to practice, apply my Brahmanical qualities because I'm feeling everywhere attacked. So as a result, I want to keep myself aloof from these people. Be keeping aloof, then I'm becoming alone. Then when I'm feeling alone, then I'm losing taste for Krishna conscious. So everything is going opposite. So I'm thinking, is this helping me to join this MIHE and BIHE courses? Or better to be a sentimental devotee and have a just enjoy your life in Krishna conscious and just move around? I'm getting confused. I joined for what purpose I joined this movement? I'm not practicing. I joined this movement to become Krishna conscious. That's a great challenge to be Krishna conscious, being with the Krishna conscious devotees. Why this is happening? I'm feeling everywhere disheartened because what I'm learning the coming year, I cannot apply. It's a waste of time. My life is not outside material world, not in the spiritual world. I'm not a spiritualist. I'm feeling like I'm following some caste. I'm not following any spiritual higher purpose. Rituals are there in my family coming from a Indian background. But what I am learning here, I want to go above the rituals. But I'm again falling back to the rituals what I left. So how to balance, how to understand, how to keep myself satisfied on this path. At least I may not be happy, but how to keep myself satisfied, encourage myself. Like devotees like you, great souls are like yourselves are always inspiring us to go on this path. But in a daily life, it's a great challenge. And as a woman, I feel more challenge. I don't have a brahmacharis, they are at least together they are brahmacharis. Um, but as a woman, where I find the people who are trying to adopt the renunciation, where is the renunciation? Why we are learning these courses just to write an exam and get certified? But where is a place for us to practice? Coming to the movement, we are missing this. Being in the house is better, I'm feeling. Going back to our houses, just like a normal lady, I'm feeling more satisfied. By becoming Krishna conscious, my life is disturbed.
All right, you got your question. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So, with the blessing, special blessing of Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, I'll try to say a few words on the topic. Yeah, there is a gap between Gyan and Vigyan. In Russia, they say that Gyan, knowledge, is to understand that tomato is berry. Tomato is the berry, right? According to botanical classification. But Vigyan is not to put it in fruit salad. I mean, in India, people don't like salad anyway, but Western people will understand that you cannot put tomato into the fruit salad. So there is a difference between Gyan and Vigyan. And Srila Prabhupada also said that this movement will conquer the world with two things: education and culture. And we can understand that education is Gyan, theory, but culture is application, right? And it takes intelligence to properly apply this knowledge. But the most important thing, and because tomorrow we're going to have the most important day in a year, appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't give us volumes of writings. He gave a lot of knowledge, but it was all oral. But the only one piece of knowledge he left in writing was Shikshastakam. Only 8 verses. And he specifically highlighted verse number 3. he said this is the most important verse of all the 8 verses for our application, and I'm sure all of us know this verse very well, at least theoretically we know this verse, because applying this is a different thing. Let's chant together. Trinat api sunichana, taror api sahishnuna, amanina manadena, kirtanya sadahari. And if you boil down the culture, this is what Vaishnava culture is. So this verse fully explains what is the culture, right? To be more humble than the grass of the street, to be more tolerant than a tree, and to never seek any respect for ourselves, but to always give all respects to others. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, in this way we can always chant the holy name. Meaning that these 3 things, humility, tolerance, and respect, are serving us as foundation for our spiritual advancements. And if we are lacking in these 3, then we'll be discouraged in our Krishna consciousness, and we will not be very interested to even chant the holy name. So, and I think this is a real test for us. You know, when we are the beginner devotees, we get some degree, like Bhakti Shastri degree, and we come, and especially those devotees who do not have the Bhakti Shastri degree, we feel that we are special devotees. We are much better than those uneducated devotees who didn't get the degree. But then, if someone says something which we haven't learned in Bhakti Shastri, or maybe something which contradicts our learning, we think, oh, maybe these devotees learned, but they learned in the wrong way, but I've learned in the right way, etc. But the most important thing we're supposed to learn is that we are very insignificant part and parcel of Krishna. It's very interesting when Krishna speaks about knowledge, different items of knowledge in chapter 13 of Bhagavad Gita, between texts 8 and 12. There are 20 something, 26 I think
20.
items, 20, 26.
20.
20 items of knowledge mentioned in that. And it's very interesting that the first 2 Krishna mentions are amanitvam and adambitvam, that humility and pridelessness. So this is where real knowledge starts. And once we learn the theory, Krishna will be putting us through tests. Did we actually gain the real knowledge, or did we just become proud of a bunch of theories we, put in our heads? And if this is case number 1, then of course we'll have so many difficulties. But real knowledge is to understand that I am Krishna's servant, and even more important, I am the servant of Krishna's servants. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked by the residents of Kulinagram, one of them, he said, "My Lord, what is the perfection of life and how to achieve it?" And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, of course, perfection of life is to gain Krishna prema, love for Krishna. And he said there are only 2 things to achieve it, actually. simple for the simple. Sometimes we think, oh, Krishna consciousness has so many, 64 items of devotional service. It's hard to even remember them all, what to speak of following. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes it very simple. Prabhu ka hai, Vaishnava Seva, Nama Sankirtan, Dui Pade Shigra Pade, Shri Krishna Charan. He says, only do these two things, serve Vaishnavas and chant the holy name. If you do these two things, very quickly you will attain the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. So sometimes, I'm thinking of this very important formula that any problems in devotional service are solved by serving devotees. And if we understand we are servants of the devotees, whatever devotees tell us, we should think, okay, this is what they want, this is how they want me to serve them. Even if I disagree, even whatever, even if I don't like it, at least I should not, oppose them. I should not disturb them. Because, there is always time, plans, and circumstances. And it's very interesting about renunciation. Would you like to hear my story, how I tried to renounce the world? Why ISKCON sannyas is very different from traditional sannyas. Extremely different. So, and I was nominated to get sannyas, and I really liked to walk barefoot before I injured my foot, so now I can't afford that. But I really liked walking barefoot, and especially I liked walking barefoot in here, in the holy place, because it's explained that if you walk barefoot, you're connected with the holy land, you gain so much more benefit, etc. Our spiritual masters are saying that. So there was the what do you call it? ILS, I think, yes, ISKCON Leadership Sangha. So I was taking part in that, and I was walking barefoot in Mayapur. Then my authority, no names given, was looking at me, and he was saying, "Why are you walking around barefoot?" I said, "Well, this is holy land. I like walking barefoot." He said, "No. Have you ever seen any of our sannyasis walking barefoot?" I mean, this is traditional that sannyasi is supposed to be walking barefoot. This is all, Chaitanya Charitamrita, all the scriptures described like this. But he said, "Have you seen any of our sannyasis walking barefoot?" I said, "No." He said, "Do not try to stand out. Get your shoes. You're getting sannyas, be normal. Use shoes." I said, "Okay." So I put my shoes on. And I was using iPhone. Someone gave me as a gift used iPhone. I was using the iPhone. But after I got sannyas, and my iPhone broke. And I was thinking, this is a good sign. iPhone is pretty expensive machine. So as sannyasi, I should be more simple. I should be getting some cheaper phone, Android phone. And I was inquiring, and one god brother of mine who is very good in technology, he said, "Yes, if you want Android, I can recommend you which one to use." And he was also serving my Guru Maharaj, who was there, of course, here in Mayapur. And he said, incidentally, someone gave our Guru Maharaj a new Android phone, and he didn't want to use it, so he gave it to me. So if you like, I could give you that phone. I thought, it's ecstatic, Maha phone from my spiritual master. This is even better. And I said, yeah, sure. But then he happened to mention that, to our Guru Maharaj. He said, Sagar Swami, he wants that Android phone to use. And immediately I got a message, very stern message from my Guru Maharaj. How dare you are to not use iPhone? I am using only iPhone, and everyone in our team is using only iPhones, and therefore I order you to buy yourself latest model of iPhone and use it. Is that clear? I said, yes, Guru Maharaj. Yes, sure, Gurudev. Expensive, latest model. He said, latest model, you should get. So at the end, I didn't even buy it. Someone bought it for me anyway. But yeah, that was my last attempt to renounce this world. So this is how you can be sannyasi if you give up attempts trying to renounce. So this is life. There is a difference between theory and practice. Oftentimes, maybe Maharaj can add something to it.
Thank you.
As a renunciate with double experience of mine. I'm trying to practice sannyas only for 10 years. He's practicing for 20 years, Maharaj. 21 years, more than double experience from mine, so he can share much deeper things. Hare Krishna.
I mentioned in this discussion that devotees who are making advancement will have challenges every moment. Did you hear that? You have challenges. And we shouldn't be surprised having challenges. Like Maharaj just mentioned. To become a renunciate. Yes, I know that renunciation is opulence. Renunciation is not poverty, it's opulence. And it shouldn't be imposed. It's something, it should come naturally that this is how I want to live my life. But in our ISKCON, like Maharaj said, there are certain things you have to follow because in organization. So we can follow that. So after it is true that most of us have the same experience. After you study the Shastra, you are fired up. ISKCON word. Fired up, yes. Want to go back to the temple, I will do like this. This is what I will do. But when you get back there, it's a complete different thing you get. Completely different. Everything is different. That shouldn't be a discouragement. Shouldn't be a discouragement. It should be a chance for us to introspect. Is it an offense to make progress in Christian consciousness? No. But at the same time, we should understand that we are in the material world. Don't forget that Krishna said, how many? 4 people are in this movement. Not? Krishna said 1? He said 4. All are devotees? All of the 4 groups are devotees? No. They are in this movement, not outside. So why we will not expect challenge? Why? Why you will not expect challenge? If we want to do something good, should expect challenge. Srila Prabhupada had it easily. Prabhupada had it easily. It was easy for him to establish Krishna consciousness society. It's an easy thing. To keep it going is an easy thing. He did not have opposition from his god brothers, even disciples. He had. So we should understand, if you want to do something good, you should be ready for the challenge. Why the challenge? Is to prove your own dedication. Do I really want to do this? Like I mentioned before, Sir Prabhupada had a big challenge when he tried to introduce Krishna consciousness in America. All the disciples' parents came up together and shoot his con to court. Prabhupada was ecstatic to hear that. And he called his disciples, go and call all the Goswami to come and support. And he ordered, give all the lawyers 1 copy of Bhagavad Gita each. They will can start the case. He won it. Prabhupada won the battle. Why? He was enthusiastic. He knows what he's looking for. He has a goal of his Krishna consciousness. We are baffled and confused because we don't have a clear goal of our Krishna consciousness in our head. Therefore, whenever little challenges come, we are bewildered. The Prabhupada was purposeful in his Krishna conscious movement. He is purpose driven. So if we want to be successful in Krishna consciousness, it should be purpose driven. Krishna conscious purpose driven. Then we will succeed. All challenges will be a stepping stone. If we're not purpose driven, all challenges will be a stumbling block. Bhagavad Gita 249, right? Paripantino, 249. Stumbling blocks. But for a sincere, serious devotee, it is a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. It cannot be a stumbling block, but a stepping stone for us to rise. We must be Krishna conscious, purpose driven. If we want to be a devotee, many of us in Krishna consciousness are not purpose driven. We are floating. That is why we have challenges that is baffling. A few years ago, 2004 to be specific, I will tell you one senior devotee. So I told him, Prabhu, see, we are looking up to all of you to lead us nicely. But my observation is that if people are leading us to becoming insecure in our practice. You say, yes, we are all insecure. I say, no, Prabhu, I'm not among you. I told you very clearly. Oh, black man. I don't mind. I didn't mind. But I told him clearly, I am not among your group. We must be Krishna conscious, purpose driven. Then, please, that is why Prabhupada succeeded, because he knows what he is doing. He knows the goal. He knows what I'm going to do. So all challenges, they simply facilitate his dedication to achieve that goal. He does not throw his Bhakti certificate away, my study is useless. No. He kept it. I studied this for a purpose. He followed it and he succeeded. So similarly, don't throw your certificate away and don't discourage you from taking to studying the scriptures. Encourage you to study the scriptures. And we should be ready for the challenge to prove that we are serious in Christian consciousness. We are very, very serious. We came here with a purpose. Our purpose is to attain the real goal of Christian consciousness, which is, proper said, go back home, back to Godhead. Is it easy? Is it easy? We don't know that the crown of Christian consciousness. You don't know the crown of Christian consciousness. The Brahma taught us that famous verse. Brahma taught us that famous verse by what time? 10, 14, 8. 10, 14, 8. 30?
No kampam.
Yes. You don't know that verse? This verse can make anyone Christian conscious. Just this verse. If you fully understand it, we can become Christian conscious. So Brahma is teaching us from his experience, not philosophy. Philosophy is different. He gives you experience, but I say Gyan, big Gyan. Knowledge, it is not complete. Realized knowledge is better. Realized. If you are teaching something from knowledge, you will not answer all questions. If you are teaching from realization, you answer all questions because we have the realization of what you are teaching. So we shouldn't teach from the book. We should teach from the realization. That is what was the request of the sages and Amisharaya. They didn't ask Sutta to get the knowledge. They asked him, give us your realization from all you go from all the teachers. Give the realization because you are our fortune. We don't have the fortune you have. You have so many gurus. You study from all of them, and they bless you because you are so gentle, you are so sincere, submissive. So they gave you everything. We don't have that quality, but you have a fortune. Give only the realization to us. And that is the Bhagavatam we have today. The realization of Sutta Goswami is sufficient for God realization. Don't be discouraged. Don't throw the certificate away. Keep it and meditate on Krishna. You gave me this knowledge. You gave me this process. I didn't join this movement by mistake. Even if it's a mistake, it's a very good mistake I have made. to take to Christian consciousness. So please make me successful in this process. And Prabhupada told us, stick to this process. What do you mean stick? In this process, our success is guaranteed. Don't throw your certificate away. It is not a mistake, not a failure. Not a failure to take to this movement, not a failure. It is a successful venture. But you have to pay the price. The price is the challenges which we are facing. That is the price. To check where we are in our Christian consciousness. If you are floating, you will have challenges and will drop it and run away. Maya will laugh. See her. She's not ready. Not ready. But those who will stay are those who are purposeful. They know what they're looking for. I won't forget. A non-devotee told me, if I see money, big money, and someone is sitting there with gun, I will go for that money. You understand? I will? Do we have that determination in Christian consciousness? You slap me. You slap. You're not ready. We are not ready. For one who is ready, the slap will be joyful. If I tell you my experience, you will faint. Just one, you will faint if I tell you my experience. And I pray to Krishna, none of you should have the experience I had. Even a glimpse, let me give you a glimpse. To take sannyas, I was in the list for 9 years. How many years you were there?
6.
6 years. I was 9 years before I took sannyas. 9. It's an easy thing. Think it's easy? You should be ready to get that crown of Christian prema, that crown on our head. We should be ready to pay the price. And we'll be ready to pay the price if we really understand what is the real goal of Christian consciousness. We must have it very clear in our head. If it's not clear in our head, we will not make it. Maya will laugh. You're not ready, my friend. You're not ready. Sit down. You're not tired of my punishment yet. Sit down. I will continue to punish you. When you are ready, it's like, yes, I'm ready for it. Why this man, he's not looking at the gun, he's looking at that money. Why? He's not a goal. If I get this money, I will enjoy. Therefore, he's not seeing the gun, but we are seeing. We are seeing the taunt other devotees, criticism, all this. What is that? What is that? It is only ignorance. Somebody discriminates you. What is that? What is that? Can anyone discriminate anybody? It's my body you're seeing. You're not seeing me. So what is discrimination? What is insult? My body you're insulting, not me. You can only insult me when you see me. Have you seen me? No. It's my body you're seeing. So talk anything you want to talk with my body. My body is ugly, it's dirty because it's material. But the soul is what? Part and parcel of Krishna, the supreme beautiful. So the Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Even though our time is over, but if Maharaj agrees and if you're all happy, I just wanted to add a few sentences to that because
Go ahead.
that was very inspiring explanation, and it really reminds me of one of my favorite verses from Prayers of Queen Kunti. 1:842, I think. Vaimenanya Vishaya Matirmatu Pathasakrit Ratimudvahat Adha Gange Vodhamudanvati. And so Queen Kunti is praying, let my attraction to you never deviate anywhere and flow towards you steadily as the flow of Ganga always goes towards the sea. And what we practice is called Bhakti Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga is also yoga, and yoga is practiced for flexibility, right? So Bhakti Yoga should give us flexibility of our consciousness, flexibility of our minds, right? And determination and goal-driven consciousness should be on the basis of the flexibility. So we should, Achinte Vedatattva, we should be able to combine the two, flexibility and straightforward determination. And the example Queen Kunti gives is perfect. Ganga, right? Ganga's course is not straight. Ganga is not going straight. How Ganga is going? Zigzag. Why? Because there are obstacles on the path. So obstacles do not stop the Ganga, but Ganga is not trying to break through those obstacles. Ganga is more smart. It's just going around the obstacles and keeps moving towards the goal, ocean of Krishna, right? As Maharaj mentioned. And so that's why it says, blessed are the flexible, because they will never be bent out of shape. Okay, so that should be our motto in spiritual life. Flexibility and goal-driven determination. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Harike.
Thank you, Maharaj.
It's a pleasure being with you. Swami Bhakti Dhira Swami Maharaj was my Bhakti Sastri friend. We did together in Vrindavan in 2003.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to have Maharaj's association so early.
He was the most brilliant student. He was the most brilliant. He was getting 100, we are getting less. But we are still committed. We are seven members together also for years now. So Krishna is putting us together with us, and I'm so proud we're so blessed we're together today. Thank you. Thank you all very much for giving us the chance to share something with you. And I hope you have something to take home from here. Hare Krishna.
Let's thank from the bottom of our hearts His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj. I hope you all appreciated the depth of his Vigyan, of his realized knowledge. So let's chant very enthusiastically to appreciate his sharing. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. And of course, thank you for your eager listening. That was also very helpful.
Hare Krishna. So I would like to thank all the speakers of this Sangha seminar. We had 11 speakers in 5 days.